Hello, welcome to another episode of AI Spotlight Show. We are live here at IAA's Mobility Summit here in Munich, Germany. This is a yearly event where different organizations that are into different kinds of mobility innovation, mostly the automobile industry. And in this year's event, we've had a lot of organizations like Bosch, like BMW, unveiling new technology in terms of new vehicles with high advanced features. Most of these automobile vehicles have AI features, and also most of those vehicles are there like flying cars as well as autonomous vehicles. And today we'll be speaking to another organization that will be telling us what kind of innovation they are creating when it comes to mobility innovation. And who do we have the opportunity of speaking with today?
My name is Wenjin Zhou, and I'm coming from KOTEI.
Great. Can you tell us what's the name of the company?
Yeah, KOTEI, KOTEI. It's basically we head office is in Wuhan, China, and then we are focusing on software development for past 23 years, and lately because the EV innovation and then because the AI technology development, obviously there's a lot new feature we provide in a car, and that's why in the industry we are moving to the software-defined vehicle. With that movement, you can see in a car, especially in any new model coming out, you have millions and millions of software code there.
Okay.
Now the complexity is so complicated. From you control the battery to you measure the tire pressure to control the power string in terms of navigation, in terms of AI enable inside the passenger seat or drive seat to help driver to make sure they can make an intelligent decision. They also can enjoy the driving, feel like you stay in at home or stay in the office. So you can do work, you can enjoy the entertainment side of driving, and make sure it's safety and secure. This is where our core focus.
Wow, that is amazing. Are you saying that KOTEI is more like a software development company for advance or development of advanced automobile features?
Exactly. What we demo here today, you can see is a so-called smart cockpit. Okay. All day you see the car driving on the street, you only have that dashboard. Most of them is really limited information. Now you can get a lot of information there. Okay. And then inside the car, you typically have much big dashboard. You can display multiple screens, and then each screen target for different things. For example, obviously you would have navigation, and navigation today we call smart navigation. Okay. Not necessarily just display the map or display the digital image. Yeah. We would use a smart navigation so you can see surrounding and any interest or point you can see. And then you obviously can navigate for the passenger. They can navigate to listen to the music, to see the movie, or to even talk to their colleague in office or at home. So that's why you can see the car today, a car in 5 years, and then a car in 10 years. And this automotive driving is coming. Okay. Likely global scale-wise, 5 to 10 years. That's what we believe. We are working so hard. We achieve L3 right now. We are working on L4, and ideally 3 to 5 years we can achieve L5, which is automatic driving. You don't need a human being to control it.
Wow, that is amazing. I know in your introduction you were able to kind of capture the major features that you guys help to build for the cabin of a car, to help the car owner have a good experience, not just safety, but also in terms of maybe having some kind of AI enablement, maybe voice recognition, talking to those AI features, like maybe you're trying to locate the nearest restaurant around, you can just use that natural language, ability by just saying a word and the address will pop up on the screen. Yeah, can you talk about the specific, products that you guys offer? And that's the first question. And the second question, who are your major customers? Is it the automobile industry? Yeah, what kind of business model do you guys operate? Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's discuss the major
products.
feature first,
Okay.
right? Imagine you have a software in your car.
Okay.
Today you see the navigation app. Today you can control, you measure your tire, everything.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, likely there's a virtual agent basically installed in the dashboard.
Okay.
And you can talk to the agent to
Okay.
say where you want to go. Find me the best restaurant in terms of fast food, in terms of Japanese food, in
Okay.
terms of Chinese food, or in terms of
African
food. AI will find it and then tell you how to go there, how long, what the major feature. And so it will be really smart. And then based on your history and then your culture, your custom, AI will tell you, okay, which one is the best.
Okay.
And then have the memory. This is key here. It has the memory. And then it can, as you go, you'll get smarter and smart. The other thing you will see, and actually it's coming, we see, we actually have some of these feature already.
Okay.
In a car, typically you will have kids in a car, they will get bored, you nothing there. But you would have what we call 3D HMI, like a human machine interface. Actually, kids can play the game, they can see the real movie. All this is coming, and then even in more advanced situation, people can sit there and then work like from your home to even your office. You can do everything the same.
Wow.
So this is what we see. And ideally, as the automated driving is getting better and better, and we see month by month, we see that it's getting better. We obviously the major player that to make sure enable that and to make sure the security and safety is really well addressed. Okay. And then, as I said, probably 5 to 10 years we will be there for sure. And obviously the other like Elon is saying, the 2 to 3 years. But myself personally, I believe. In order to get a global scale and then to make sure the local feature is addressed, and then safety obviously need to be much higher than what we have today.
Wow. Now, who are your major customers?
Our major customer is actually interesting because there's a software-defined vehicle. Software is playing more and more important role inside the car.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
what we call historically, we have OEM, which is like, for example, Benz, GM, BYD. All this is called OEM. And then we have Tier 1. Tier 1 is big one. Is obviously you see Bosch, Denso, Continental. All this is so Tier 1. And typically, we would serve both end OEM, and then we also serve like Tier 1. In terms of we provide the software, in terms of we do the engineering work, and then also right now, because we are transforming ourselves to the AI world, so we so-called all-in AI. So we try to do is use AI to do all the routine, tedious work, and then use human in the loop to control the quality, control the validation, and control the safety to make sure what AI does, like all the routine work, like for example, you create the design document, you create a requirement, you create a software, you need a testing. We use AI as virtual agent. Basically, we have human being, we have AI sit beside, and then two of them work together to make sure achieve the goal.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, you mentioned the Tier 1. Which companies are the Tier 1?
Tier 1, like a major one, you see like a Bosch.
Okay.
Denso.
But I guess Bosch is an automobile company.
Yeah, they're automaker company, but you also see Bosch also make like a fridge, like a microwave.
Okay.
Bosch deliver quite big, really big company. And then in Europe here, you see Continental, Magna in North America is big. So all this, like top 10 tier 1, we typically work with them closely and provide them solution. And then obviously right now, cost effective, the time to market and the skill resource is all important. And everyone obviously work hard to try to position themselves and try to be a good solution provider.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, these OEM customers that you provide this software application to, do they bring in customized solutions to you, or the only product you sell to them is what you have? But is there a time that they reach out to you and said, we would like to build this customized solution in our vehicle? Do you?
Yeah, it's an excellent question. Because OEM typically, in order to gain a market share, they typically want to have a special feature. That's called feature, which is normally maybe, I just make up here, Benz maybe have this, but like say Tesla, maybe something more advanced, more different. So they need a unique feature to be to sell to customer, obviously to gain the market. So in our case, we actually really famous in so-called customization or deliver our solution to meet that specific need of our customer. And then this is where we deliver engineering service for this customer need, so that they can be successful in the market. Because our business vision, our strategy is to enable our customer to be successful, because they successful will make us successful too.
Okay. Wow, that is amazing. Now, my next question is, when it comes to, building all of these features, right?
Yeah.
How do you guys ensure that the data that are being collected within this system comply to the responsible AI principles, the EU policy? Yeah, how do you guys?
Okay, yeah, this is an excellent question too. So obviously, as we see, and the newer car, especially automated driving car, you typically have 6 cameras in the front, in the middle, and then in the back. So we cover 360 degree of view, meaning you can see, camera see everything. So that data, every per day, typically is many gigabyte of data you need to collect, and then obviously eventually we would process it, we ship to the cloud, so then we can do further analysis. Analysis mean do I capture the right data? I need to collect the distortion, because the camera, when you're moving, there's a distortion. And then I need to extract all the important features so I can control the car in terms of slow down, in terms of stop, in terms of I need to change the lane. All this eventually is based on that correct data. And then in this industry, we call dynamic planning, and then we call control. So this is really important. You collect data, you extract the object, you use that to drive the planning, and then you use that data to control the car movement, either speed up, stop, slow down. All that car movement is through this data you control. Now, in terms of data privacy, every country or the region will have the requirement. Like in Europe, the GDPR is one we all need to adhere. Yeah. And then in our case, we actually use AI software to analyze those data. Like, for example, you are walking and I capture your face. Yeah. I would basically use AI software to mask your data, so that data actually I would not be able to see your face or your license plate. Typically, we also mark off in terms of address information, like 123, Victoria Park, for example. So that's how we are doing. And then in terms of there's 2 sets of data we collect. One is environment data, which with mainly is a video we collect during ADAS testing, and the other one is obviously the equipment data.
But sorry to intercept you.
Yeah, no
In
problem.
collecting the environmental data,
Yeah.
I know the people around might not know if any data is being collected, but if do you guys kind of take some kind of permission?
Yeah. Typically, right now in each country, like for example in North America, we would follow the California law when we drive over there. If we go Michigan, in this case Detroit surrounding, we drive, and then there's nothing special in the sense of when you drive, you would see everything.
Yeah.
Right? So now human being, you only see what is surrounding, and then you not likely you can remember everything. So in this case, the video we collect, we obviously do the data anonymization, and then we only let data we use to try to make sure I can use that data to control the car movement. That's really essential thing. It's not you collect data or to see what is surrounding building. Really, we need to detect the building so that I don't drive against it, right? So the data itself is a road information and the nearby information. Like I see the stop sign, I see the light change. I would make sure my car control is basically reflect what the signal tell me.
Yeah. Wow, that is amazing. Now, let us quickly explore some few use cases of the features that you guys, kind of build or develop. Now, one feature, let me give you an example.
Yeah.
There was a company that I interviewed today that is also they are also a software company, but they majorly focus on radar and sensor.
Yeah.
Then one is to detect a child. If there's a child in the car and you mistakenly leave the child in the car, it will send a signal to that control unit, and that will trigger like an alarm or some kind of warning. Now, what are those specific features you guys have inside the car that you guys build, and how can we relate it as a personal car owner?
Okay. Yes, this is a good question.
Clear?
It's a really good question.
Okay.
Like for example, you use this. You forgot leave the car in. Leave the child in the car. This is a really good example. And then in our south side of USA, right? You can see it could be really hot, and then you do see once in a while, child is too hot, child die, all that stuff. So in this case, we would have a camera inside the vehicle, and then you can, in this case, we know car is already stopped or is idle for a while. We see there's a movement, so AI will detect that movement, and then eventually what we typically call abnormal event. Then that abnormal event will trick to say to the owner, basically, hey, there's something wrong here. And then typically you can also play back the radio inside the car. Then you would be able to detect that there's a child in the car, go back, and then obviously make it safety.
Okay.
But that is not our focus. Our focus is actually, because as a software company, we have a lot of people to do coding, and that coding include like initial requirement gathering, to do the design, to do the coding, to do the testing, and then field operation test. So it's a long cycle. Industry typically is 18-month work to build a good new car and then be able to sell. So what we try to do is, because of the complexity, we try to use it. We develop different virtual agent to help us to create those requirements, to make sure AI can help us to design from architecture to the technical design, and then eventually AI help out based on a history information, history project, and then create some of the code, and then create the initial test cases, and then execute test case, and then report.
Wow.
But the critical here is, it's not one shot. There's no magic button here. We would go through the first iteration, we would use human to do the validation, what we call human in the loop, to control the quality, everything, and then go through iteration. 2 to 3 iteration, typically you will get a really good result. And then human still need to be there to control the final release of everything.
Yeah.
So this is critical. And then this is our key ability to provide our OEM or tier 1 customer that solution, that knowledge, that framework, and then that experience, so that they basically can improve their efficiency. They can do work automatically. So in this case, they will be quick to the market, will basically solve that skilled labor issue, and also improve the ROI, return on investment.
Wow. Now, let us talk about some of the customer success stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about, some of those things that they find very, very useful and innovative? One feature that I think is kind of important when you're buying a car is one, conveniency. You understand? That is very important. Then good, like convenience in terms of your experience with the car. You understand? Then another feature has to do with you want to drive a car that will ensure safety, passenger safety.
Exactly.
That is very, very important. Then can you share some of those, customer success stories?
Yeah. You can see right now in the market, right? There's so many cars. Is a combustion engine car, eventually the gas car, and the EV car. Obviously, especially in China, there's so many models, so many manufacturers. They have a great a car, and then it's tended to people looking for more space inside the car, right? And then more convenient, so that you like your car seat. You don't need to go find a mechanical thing to adjust it. So you can control everything through the software. And then the newer version, you'll see it will based on your sensing, your feeling to adjust. Say, hey, I want to tilt a little bit, or I want to move my car seat a little forward or backward. So it will be based on your experience, your feel. And then the other thing I think eventually is coming too. The camera, the AI will detect you are fatigued. You are tired. It will basically alert you to say, hey, go sit down and stop somewhere, maybe have a cup of coffee, relax before driving. That's one. The second is also important, as you said, the safety. That's why it's critical. And then we have major business here is to do the field operation test.
Okay.
You can see like a Tesla car in North America is quite different Tesla car in Asia or in Europe, right? So they will need to have a lot of testing. And then we help our major OEM or tier 1 to achieve that by running many, many tests globally. And then this is one of our business. That is in the area of make sure the software bug is found and collected. Safety is addressed. And the security, because if someone take your car, control your car, how you can stop. So we have mechanism to make sure all this will not happen. So that is important. Now, it's really interesting. You see, based on the culture different and the people's feeling, some country like they're going with the big space and especially Europe. I travel Europe a lot. Some of the country, they go with a small car, more efficient or more like a cost effective. So it's really interesting. So what I try to explain is we really need to go global, but we also need to adapt to the local culture, local need, so that everything will work locally. So these two, it's not contradict each other, but it's obviously you need to consider when we design the software, even in the design the car.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, what make you guys, stood better than your competitors that are offering something similar?
Yeah, so that is great question, and thank you for asking. Like we believe there's a three key difference from us. One is our focus. We are really focused. You can see after 23 years, we only do the automotive software. Like we could go do other things, but we are just focused, really dedicated. So by that dedication, we build our strong knowledge base among our resource. And that's number one. Number two, we have that culture in a sense of work smart, work hard, and then work together to achieve our goal. This is our DNA inside our company, from our chairman to all senior management team. We all like work smart, work hard, and then we are really fair in a sense of make sure everyone's successful. Wow. That's the second. A third, like with the global scale, with the mix of different resources globally, we can offer a better solution and a better cost. This is the three things we believe like is the key for us to be really successful. And then all the other, like obviously we're really dedication to our customer. We typically do more than what they ask to do. We are not like other company. OEM tell you do what, and then you just do what. We will work with customer to say, hey, you can do this, but if you don't do this, you may have this side effect. So we provide that experience and then consulting service to our OEM, our tier one customer.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, my last question for you is, what do you think will be the future trends, of innovation when it comes to mobility?
Yeah.
Now that we have flying cars and stuff like that, and, as flying cars, as they come to stay, I know we'll have stuff like that in China, but not sure they've been approved in the US, but...
It will be. I do see like a couple of companies in California, they are trying that idea.
Okay.
That idea is good, especially in a major city. You see congestion, like I live in Toronto, I in LA quite often. When you have highway, they have accident, you can see the highway is blocked, and then you take hours to reach your destination, right? So I think the key here is eventually it will be more intelligent. That's the key thing is intelligent. You remember, if we have a lot of flying car in the sky, we need to have rule, like the saying, you control the speed, you have stop sign, you make sure the safety is maintained, right? So all this eventually asking for an intelligent system to control all the flying object, no matter it's on the ground or on the sky, and all these flying object. You remember now I use a flying object, not necessarily I use a car. Flying object need to communicate with each other and with the central control data from police station, for the local minister, because they would know where the construction is, where there's accident. You get that data automatically. Say today you drive on highway and then you already get notification say this car accident, and then you likely you do the detour. So this is really important for the intelligent driving and our intelligent transportation system. And then we see with the infrastructure getting better and better, and then connectivity getting better and better, this all will become a really large integrated ecosystem.
Wow.
So from the sea, from the sky, on the road, and then eventually so many robots can walk on the street, deliver things. You can see if you don't have a central system to control, it will be a mess. But the technology is slowly going that direction, and I'm hoping within 5-10 years you'll see this become reality slowly. And obviously we need to have regulation and legal to control how we roll out, and then likely do small and then get slowly make it more and more wide used.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for talking to us.
Yeah. Well, this brings us to the end of our interview section with KOTEI. KOTEI is a software company that specializes in building software for automobile companies or for the automobile industry. And most of the features that they build or software application are software that are designed within the cabin, that the driver can have a good user experience. Like some of the things that we'll touch base on, like having a kind of feature that can detect when a child or a baby is left inside the car, and also some experience in the area of a voice agent where you can actually speak to the dashboard and say, can you help me look for the nearest barbing salon or the nearest restaurant? And lo and behold, the address will just pop, or the map will pop on the screen, and so many things. Then if you would like to know what kind of new or latest features that you can enjoy if you are probably shopping for a new car, I would suggest that you visit KOTEI website. And if you're an OEM organization, you can also visit their website for more inquiries or partnership. Thank you so much. We're still here at IAA Mobility here in Munich, Germany, and stay tuned for the next interview. And my name remains Henry Onowole, the executive producer of AI Spotlight Show. Talk to you guys soon.